We're gonna remove the meat, we're gonna finish cooking that in the oven, and we're gonna use everything in the pan here to make a delicious red wine sauce. And we're gonna start by adding just a teaspoon and a half of red currant jelly. This is going to provide a little bit of acidity, but primarily the sweetness. The sugar is going to give a real nice film to this sauce, but we have to be careful. We're going to reduce this sauce intensely, so we don't want to put too much. Just a little touch of sweetness to round off the intensity of the red wine. We want to mix it in nicely. We want to caramelize those sugars. Bring out the best from this gel. Make sure it's completely dissolved, but we don't want to burn it. So once dissolved, we're going to start adding the red wine. That is great. We're going to add about 175 ml of red wine. We're going to reduce this by half until we add our beef stock. Now, beef stock comes in different strengths and different ways. If you can buy it at your butcher, that is fantastic, but you're gonna have to reduce this down till you have a nice, dark, intense beef stock. This was 600 milliliters of beef stock. I've reduced it to 200. And once we've added it to our sauce, we're gonna reduce that back. And this whole sauce is gonna be only about 150 milliliters from more than 800 milliliters of total liquid. So you can see this is really concentrated. We started with almost 800 ml of liquid. We're reducing it down to about 150. But where the magic happens here is it's in stages. We can't just put everything together and reduce it down. Everything has its purpose. So the beef stock is reduced on its own. We did the caramelization of the red currant jelly. Then we have reduced the red wine down slowly. And we're going to add the beef stock together, reduce that again. And making a reduction is not necessarily complicated. It's a patience game. You have to wait until that perfect moment. And once that moment has arrived, you also have to remove your pan from the fire and right away strain your liquid into a clean saucepan. So I have prepared here already a small sauce pot. It can be a ramekin, it can be another pot as well, doesn't matter, but have it ready. So by the time that your sauce is done, we can strain it right in there and it will be ready for serving. And then there's one more thing that we need to prepare, and that is our wilted spinach. We're gonna chop a little shallot, we're gonna chop a little bit of garlic, and we're gonna do that spinach in a little bit of olive oil. First we fry the garlic and the shallot. We're gonna add the spinach. We do that last minute so it keeps a bit of bite, and then when we're plating up, we wanna make sure that we get rid of the liquid that comes out of the spinach, plate it up, add our meat and that beautiful red wine sauce reduction, and this will be a stellar dish. When it comes to cutting the onions, always cut them in half. Make sure that it is stable so we don't get our fingers cut. I'm gonna make long incisions. Ones in half. Don't feel comfortable making this movement yet. Always keep your fingertips in. If you can stick them out, you're going to chop your fingers. Use them as a guide. And we have a single garlic clove. We're going to cut that fine as well. You can also use a garlic press. I don't really mind. Whatever you feel easy. It is quite important that we get it chopped thinly. So if you find it easier just to press it or to blitz it, and that is really fine. We don't want to have big chunks of garlic that we bite on. It's going to be overpowering, but we don't want any fingers in there either. That is that. We have our chopped onions and our chopped garlic ready for the spinach. The spinach is already washed. I'm keeping a close eye on that reduction. The wine almost reduced by half. You can already see that it has emulsified with the roastings of the meat, which is perfect. There's a nice shine already. We're gonna bring that a whole lot further than this. We can add our reduced beef stock. As we see the sauce is starting to thickening up, we're not nearly there yet, but we can see the change in consistency. So we start to see some bigger bubbles. But once we reduce to the perfect consistency, we're gonna see that there's gonna be very small bubbles coming up and a real nice glaze and real beautiful shine on the sauce. It takes a bit of patience, but once you're there, you will know that we have arrived at the right point. Making sure I'm getting all the sauce from the side, all those caramelized sides. It's almost starting to stick to the bottom. It's all the gelatin from the beef stock that we have reduced. But there's also that element of sweetness of that caramel from the jelly that we've put in. A beautiful shine. I'm not leaving the pan anymore. This is now becoming a matter of seconds. I'm gonna keep reducing until this sauce is like a caramel, beautiful glaze. Great consistency. This is it for me. You can see the shine has become thick. We're gonna pour this over into a little sauce pot. We are removing the solids that we don't want in there. And the result is incredible. A beautiful glaze, shiny sauce. I can see myself in the mirror. Red wine sauce. It is so fragrant and shiny.